less expensive to manage their investments. And we looked at all kinds of different structures, and we ended up needing to use representatives simply because the discount structure didn't work because I wanted to remain unlicensed. I'm not actually licensed to sell you anything other than those things I don't need to be licensed for, like GIC. I cannot recommend a stock to you. I cannot recommend a bond to you or a mutual fund. I have some ideas of how we should approach that, but I can't actually sell you anything because I'm not licensed to it. And it's a regulatory problem in Canada that anybody that is offering a product has to be licensed, and the only way you can get a license is to be associated with an organization that sells products. So in Canada, there is no licensing body that says, we will license you to provide advice to people. You have to be, if you want to be licensed to recommend a particular stock, I have to join a brokerage firm that sells stocks. So,
isn't there a Financial Planners Association?
Yes, and I am a CFP, and I'm actually a chartered accountant as well. But in Canada, all activity that surrounds the recommendation of an investment requires you to be licensed. And so we had a very complicated structure in place to allow me to remain completely independent, because as soon as I join a broker, I now have a fiduciary responsibility to do a good job for the person that hired me, okay? Not a good job for you. And that is industry-wide, and don't let anybody tell you any different. Now, it doesn't mean that representatives will fight that a little bit and say, well, I'm always going to take care of my clients first. Obviously, there's lots of good advisors out there, lots of good planners that will try to put your interest first. But at the end of the day, they have a primary responsibility to their employer or the company that holds their license. So I refuse to enter that
so you remain
arena.
Unlicensed. What about your associates that you would refer us to?
Michael is a licensed broker. Okay, so he's with a small company called Beacon Securities that works through TD Waterhouse. Okay, and I have a mutual fund representative that handles the mutual fund clients, and we have companies that will handle the very large portfolios for us and things like that. But the point is I only want to have my allegiance to my clients, not the company that I work for. And as soon as I license up, I lose that allegiance.
I don't fully understand. If I am your client and I want to have an equities account, you are going to refer me to someone else.
You would actually be Michael's client, and you and I would work closely together to tell Michael what to do. Okay? And the reason for that is because then we can tell Michael what to do instead of Michael just telling you what he wants to do. Okay? Which is a very big difference. So we try to organize ourselves so that it's a relationship between me and my client that's not damaged by my allegiance to somebody else.
So I am paying you.
Actually, you pay him, and he pays me a portion, or you can pay me, directly. We can structure it in any way that the client is comfortable.
You're barely 1 arm's length away, though, from his fiduciary duty to his firm.
Well,
because your living depends on how well he does.
No, because if we want to, she wants to work with me. If Michael isn't just providing the trade services at a price that we want, I'll suggest to her that we take her business somewhere else. And there's lots of places to go. Okay.
All right.
So what it does is it keeps the pressure on Michael to just do what services our needs the best. I do have clients that pay me directly, that charge me, and they run discount brokerage accounts. So there is a whole range of possibilities. But what we find is that very often when people are coming to see us, they do want an advisor. So now, and this is actually an exercise I put everybody through. Do you want an advisor or not? And if you don't want an advisor, I'll help you structure everything so you don't have to have a Michael. If you want to have an advisor, we'll structure it so that Michael is going to be able to do what we need him to do, or somebody else. It sounds like that I'm tied.
It's complicated.
Yeah, it's tied, but it's all because the industry says that it's all about product. Now, investments are in Canada are considered to be products, and you have to be working for a company to be able to recommend it. It's like, you know, the best example I come up with is that you're out looking for a new car, and you knock on your neighbor's door and say, you know, you've been an automotive engineer for 30 years. I've been looking at a Ford Fusion, and I've been looking at a, you know, GM Cruise. What do you think? And he says to you, I cannot recommend either one of those vehicles to you because I don't work for the dealership at GM or at Ford, so it's illegal for me to give you an opinion. And that's actually the securities industry in Canada. You cannot get good advice on the things that you need unless those people work for the dealership.